Right, hiya lads and lasses, and welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. Today's little topic, something that I find very interesting, and hopefully you'll find it interesting as well, and maybe something you've never even thought about, is what I call flattening the dart off. So when you're drawing the dart back towards your face, you flatten it off instead of allowing it to come round in a natural manner. So what that means is, when you set up like this, and as you come to throw the dart, as you draw it back, you pull it flat like this to get it level with your eye. A lot of dart players do this. The problem with this is, as you can see, is the elbow has dropped, because I've got to drop that elbow to get the dart at the side of my face, whereas if it's up in the air and you come straight round, it actually lines up with your eye naturally. So obviously if you're dropping your elbow, then what you're doing is you're having to use your chest muscles to drive the dart to the board. Again, same thing as with a lot of things that I talk about, you're putting more elements into it. The more elements that you've got in your throw, the more you've got to get right to get that 180 or get it into that double where you want it to go. And what we're going to do is a couple of demonstration throws. So what happens is, as you can see, the upper arm is horizontal, the forearm is vertical. As you draw it back, normally, if you draw it back in a nice arc, you can see that the elbow stays level. If you draw it back like this, you can see the elbow drops, and then you've got to drive the dart out to the board, in which case you flick the dart up in the air and it causes that unnatural flight. Let's get them darts again and show you again. So, natural way of throwing, elbow vertical, Dynamite Dave stance, absolutely horizontal upper arm, vertical forearm, straight in and straight back out. Flatten it off causes the elbow to drop like this, and then you've got to push the dart up in the air to send it to the board, and that dart is stuck in like that. Because I've had to drive the dart up to the board, it goes up in the air and drops into the board. Whereas mine is virtually flat. As you see, everybody's seen the way my darts go into the board. They land just above horizontal. So you can still stack on top of them, but you can get in underneath them as well if you need to. Again, last and final time, what we'll do is we'll slow this down. So we've got the vertical and the horizontal, straight in, straight out, and then we've got the drop, the actual flattening of the dart off. As it fetches it back, the elbow drops and up. It comes and it sticks into the board, stuck right up. Right, so that was the pitfalls of flattening the dart as you draw it back towards your face. As with everything, it's subjective. You might agree with me, you might strongly disagree with me, but that's just the way that Dynamite Dave sees it, and it just seems like logic to me. If you drop that elbow, you've got to drive the dart up, which means you have to use your chest muscles to do it Dynamite Dave way. That's it, that's all there is to it. And the difference is reliability, accuracy and consistency. Right, so thanks for watching Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave for this little slot. I hope you've enjoyed it, I hope you've found it informative as well as entertaining. And if you have, don't forget, like, subscribe and comment at the bottom. Right, so thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, lads and lasses, you will only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, 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 toe to the hockey.